Welcome to this lecture on pharmaceutical market research. The material builds upon previous weeks and provides essential knowledge for understanding the biomedical products industry and the commercial development process. Market research represents the essential foundation for biomedical product development. The new product development process begins when a product idea or technology innovation emerges, immediately raising commercial questions that must be answered before significant investment proceeds. What will be the product's market? How big is that market? What competition exists? How does the product compare to alternatives? How should it be priced? What potential revenues might it generate? These questions cannot be answered through scientific expertise alone, they require systematic market research. The answers inform development strategies, clinical trial designs, regulatory approaches, and commercialization plans. Without rigorous market research, companies risk investing millions in products that fail commercially despite technical success. Market research in biomedical products serves multiple interconnected goals that together inform strategic decision-making. Identifying and segmenting markets reveals the size and scope of opportunity, specific customer group needs, and unique market characteristics influencing development strategy. Research defines what product characteristics the market actually needs, sometimes different from what scientists believe should be developed. Confirming the product's unique value proposition ensures clear differentiation from existing alternatives. Understanding the competitive landscape encompasses both current competitors and products in development that may reach market simultaneously. Forecasting sales provides financial projections essential for investment decisions. Determining appropriate pricing requires understanding willingness to pay across all stakeholder groups. Market research methodologies divide into two fundamental categories serving complementary purposes. Primary research gathers information directly from sources, patients, insurance companies, medical practitioners, or competitors, through first-hand information or interaction. Primary methods include observation of behavior and practice, structured interviews with stakeholders, and surveys collecting specific data points. This approach yields current, specific insights but requires significant time and investment. Secondary research collects and analyzes data already compiled by third parties, obtained through reviewing reports, published information, and existing databases. Secondary research provides broader context efficiently but may not address specific questions precisely. Effective programs combine both approaches for comprehensive market understanding. Market research further divides by the nature of information collected. Quantitative research requires large numbers of respondents to achieve statistical relevance and reliability. Typically conducted through web-based or email surveys, quantitative studies use structured questions with defined response options to generate statistically analyzable data. This approach answers questions like, how many, or, what percentage, with mathematical confidence. Qualitative research allows gathering of information through open-ended questions permitting in-depth exploration. Generally accomplished through individual interviews or focus groups, qualitative research yields richer insights into the why behind behaviors and preferences. Fewer respondents participate due to higher cost and analytical complexity. Most comprehensive programs incorporate both methodologies. Primary research encompasses several distinct methodologies suited to different research questions. Experimental research tests new product prototypes, used more commonly with medical devices and diagnostics, to assess physical characteristics before committing to further development investment. This approach validates technical performance in real-world conditions. Observational research collects data for specific in-depth questions about product uses and applications, conducted individually or in focus groups watching actual product interaction. This method reveals behaviors that respondents might not articulate directly. Survey research poses specific questions to product stakeholders for verification of hypotheses and quantification of attitudes. Survey methodology is most commonly employed in biomedical products market research due to its efficiency and scalability. Secondary research draws upon diverse sources that provide market context efficiently. Internal company data from past products or technologies offers potentially applicable insights, though not all historical information remains relevant. Public sources include government agency reports providing epidemiological data, regulatory trends, and policy direction. Commercial sources offer specialized information. Industry and trade associations compile market data, venture firm reports assess investment trends, competitive company filings reveal strategy and financials, and subscription data services like IMS Health and Symphony provide detailed prescription and sales data. Educational sources include PubMed searches for scientific literature, medical journals for clinical evidence, and academic institutions for research trends. Market research encompasses multiple study types aligned with different business needs and development stages. Market analyses include market assessment, target market investigation, market dynamics and trends, competitive analysis, and market opportunity evaluation, providing the foundation for strategic planning. Product development research covers needs assessment, competitive investigation, design verification, concept validation, use assessment, and prototype evaluation, guiding technical development decisions. Commercialization research addresses product positioning through conjoint analysis, messaging development, pricing optimization, advertising concept testing, distribution analysis, and awareness studies. Business development research supports corporate strategy through technology assessment, scenario planning, portfolio analysis, and merger and acquisition evaluation. Conjoint analysis emerged from consumer marketing as a technique for understanding how customers evaluate products with multiple attributes and make purchasing decisions. The methodology has proven valuable in biomedical products because healthcare professionals are consumers who evaluate product features, attributes, advantages, and prices, while patients increasingly participate in treatment decisions with their own opinions and preferences. The power of conjoint analysis lies in discovering what trade-offs customers willingly accept when making healthcare decisions. Unlike simple preference surveys that identify what customers would ideally want, conjoint analysis reveals what customers would sacrifice in the real world when facing actual choices with limited options. The conjoint analysis process involves several structured steps. Attributes representing key criteria that healthcare customers weigh in therapy decisions are identified. Examples include efficacy, safety, convenience, and dosing or administration factors. Levels are then assigned to these attributes, essentially ratings showing relative importance of each attribute to the customer base. In pairs and groupings, attributes are tested against each other, forcing customers to make trade-off decisions regarding what they are willing to accept when they cannot have everything. The results reveal not just what customers prefer, but what they will actually choose when forced to sacrifice one benefit for another. This insight proves invaluable for positioning and messaging strategy development. Competitive intelligence represents a specialized form of market research focused on monitoring brand competitors, both marketed products and those in development, to generate useful analysis enabling strategic response. CI provides valuable business, scientific, and market insights that help achieve and maintain competitive advantage. The discipline takes many forms: tracking specific disease categories, monitoring clinical pathways, analyzing competitive products through primary and secondary research techniques. Importantly, CI involves legally obtaining information from wide variety of sources, company filings, scientific publications, conference presentations, patent applications, and industry contacts, then integrating these pieces into relevant, appropriate, and actionable insights. Competitive intelligence impacts multiple business areas requiring coordinated integration. Corporate strategy applications assess what competitive developments mean for overall business direction and resource allocation. New product development uses CI to evaluate preclinical and clinical R&D data, understanding competitive threats and opportunities that should influence development priorities. Marketing applications influence market strategies, messaging, and tactics to counter or anticipate competitor moves effectively. Sales force applications include competitive sales force analysis, key account deployment activities, KOL insights, and compensation comparisons. Effective CI integrates across all these functions rather than operating in silos, ensuring consistent understanding and coordinated response to competitive dynamics. Market segmentation represents a fundamental methodology for understanding market scope and size. Simply defined, a market segment is a group of users or buyers with similar needs and wants. Segmentation matters in biomedical products because the market is exceptionally broad and diverse, encompassing different product categories, medical specialties, and numerous conditions. Proper segmentation clearly identifies target groups, enabling focused and effective product development rather than attempting to address overly broad or undefined markets. Segmentation helps create a strong product platform versus competition by identifying where differentiation matters most. Well-defined segments must be measurable, accessible, substantial, and homogeneous. Evaluating and defining market segments requires assessment against 4 key criteria. Measurability means segment size should be quantifiable to monitor performance and track progress over time. Accessibility requires that company resources must be able to reach the decision makers in the segment through available channels. Substantiality ensures the segment is large and profitable enough to be worth exploiting with available investment resources. Homogeneity confirms that segment customers have sufficiently similar wants and needs to make development and future promotion cost-effective. A potential segment that fails any of these criteria may not be a viable target. Balancing these factors helps identify segments offering the best combination of opportunity and achievability. 3 alternative segmentation strategies provide frameworks for targeting approach. Focus strategy concentrates on a specific customer group, customer function, or technology segment, exemplified by orphan drugs targeting rare diseases with small patient populations but high unmet need. Differentiated strategy serves several similar groups, functions, or technologies with tailored versions of the product, common with medical devices adapted for different clinical settings or procedures. Undifferentiated strategy applies to a broad range of customer groups, functions, or technologies without differentiating the offering among the groups, generally the approach for broad-use pharmaceutical products that apply across multiple segments without modification. Markets can be segmented along multiple dimensions depending on what distinctions matter most for the product and business question. Application-based segmentation distinguishes product types, drugs, biologics, medical devices, or diagnostics, and further subdivides by disease state, indication, or use. Geographic segmentation separates United States from international markets and identifies regional variations within each. Demographic segmentation examines patient population characteristics including age, sex, ethnicity, education, and income level. Prescriber market segmentation considers medical specialty, type of practice, and treatment setting. Most products involve multiple relevant segmentations simultaneously. Understanding which dimensions matter most requires research into what drives treatment decisions. Segmentation provides the foundation for sales forecasting by defining addressable markets and their characteristics. The process begins with identifying target market size and scope based on the product technology and chosen segmentation approach. Market share prediction relies on comparing the product's profile against competitors, using historical shares of similar products as benchmarks while adjusting for specific product attributes. Scenario assessments vary key assumptions, pricing, competitive response, market access, to understand forecast sensitivity and range of possible outcomes. Performance benchmarking against other therapeutic area product launches provides reality checks. Evaluating key drivers and hurdles affecting market growth creates comprehensive views needed for credible forecasting. Several drivers typically accelerate market growth for biomedical products. Demographic factors like the aging baby boom generation expand patient populations for conditions affecting older adults. The growth trajectory and history of the product type and level of innovation versus competition indicate momentum and opportunity. Levels of available investment, identifying hot therapeutic areas attracting private and public capital, signal where development resources will concentrate. Areas of leading basic research provide another indicator of future opportunity as fundamental discoveries translate to commercial applications. FDA approval processes favor certain disease areas designated as unmet medical needs through priority review pathways that shorten time to market. Significant hurdles constrain market growth despite underlying demand. FDA delays and inconsistent review criteria create timeline uncertainty, often varying with agency leadership and priority shifts. Increasing buyer power through purchasing collectives provides greater leverage for negotiating discounts and limiting pricing flexibility. Payer power from managed care organizations, private insurance, and Medicare/Medicaid programs must be considered throughout development and pricing strategy. Generic and biosimilar competition limits how long innovative products maintain exclusivity before losing market share. Development costs averaging over $1 billion and timelines exceeding 12 years create enormous investment hurdles, with only about one compound per 10,000 entering screening reaching commercialization successfully. Effective product development begins with deep understanding of customer needs that the product will address. Fundamental questions include: what is the medical problem being addressed? What is the pathology or biology involved in the disease process? What unmet medical need will the new product or technology fulfill? These questions may seem obvious but require rigorous investigation rather than assumption. Understanding the disease mechanism informs development strategy and clinical trial design. Identifying truly unmet needs distinguishes promising products from marginal improvements. Products should be developed with key customer needs in mind, determining what product characteristics are required to meet those needs. Maximum benefit to patients usually translates to maximum benefit for the sponsoring company. This week established the critical role of market research in biomedical product development. Market research provides the foundation for all commercialization decisions, from development strategy through launch planning. Primary and secondary research methods complement each other. Secondary research establishes context while primary research addresses specific questions. Segmentation enables targeted development by identifying specific customer groups with similar needs. Competitive intelligence provides ongoing advantage by monitoring competitors and enabling proactive response. Understanding customer needs, disease management, stakeholders, and competition together create comprehensive market understanding. Next week we examine the role of business development in acquiring products and technologies through licensing, partnerships, and acquisitions.